Part 2. Azure Moon.
We're really nearing the end, aren't we?
The Impregnable Fortress.
I imagine this one will be the same as before for the most part.
When Claude steps down as its leader, the Leicester Alliance disbands, and its lords swear fealty to the Holy Kingdom of Fargus. The chaos in the kingdom begins to dissipate as the people unite under Dimitri's rule.
You know, Edelgard,
Riding this momentum, the Kingdom Army prepares to march south for a decisive battle against Imperial forces.
Right, the rest of Fodlan united against you. It might be too much for even you to deal with. Oh, Caspar's birthday. Yeah, let's give him some flowers, why not?
Thanks.
You're welcome. He loved his birthday flowers. Story time.
We will finally have our decisive battle with the Empire this month.
You don't think this is going to be the decisive battle? Or are we not going to make it all the way to the capital this time?
The Eastern Lords are in the process of consolidating all of the troops within the entire kingdom.
And how about the Leicester Alliance, formerly Leicester Alliance troops?
There are still some lords in the west who side with the Empire, but I believe it is only a matter of time before they surrender.
I see. Still some holdouts then.
Affairs within the kingdom have calmed down considerably, and we even managed to win over the Alliance.
That is correct, Ash.
Although it was a rough go at first, I'm starting to feel like we could actually win this.
Yep. The tide is turning in our favor. This is why I said from the beginning that this was the move to make, to consolidate our home front before launching our invasion.
That's true. Thinking back on it now, we've really come a long way.
That we have, Mercy.
We even have a lead as to where Rhea is located. It is as we predicted all along.
Yep.
If we are to rescue Rhea, then we must defeat the Emperor.
Oh, I so very much want this route to be one where we all live happily ever after.
If we're going to march from
Including
the monastery to
Edelgard.
Ingvar, then we'll have to cross the Great Bridge of Myrden again, right?
Hopefully we left it secured.
Yes, I believe so. As we have gained the Alliance's support, we should not have any trouble this time.
Yeah,
After the bridge, we can cross Gronder Field and head south.
of course.
And then we'll take Mercius, the so-called Impregnable fortress that towers on the other side.
What was the city of? I think it was Aryan Road. The one that we saw Cornelia in during Crimson Flower. It was also considered not the Impregnable Fortress, like the Impenetrable City or something, I don't know. An Impregnable Fortress?
Fort Mercius is praised as the strongest in the Empire. Count Burgles, the Empire's Minister of Military Affairs, once had troops stationed there.
I wonder how it does compared to Aryan Road.
But according to our spies, a large-scale military force has entered the stronghold.
Led by Death Knight, of course.
Perhaps they are gathering soldiers from various regions to compensate for their losses.
Yeah. That's the thing, though. I guess it probably will be different because with Uncle, why am I blanking on his name all of a sudden? Uncle Asshole. With him dead, will there be anyone to really trigger the Javelins of Light? Should we try to avoid it? Well, then they could attack us from behind when we're sieging the capital. That wouldn't be good.
If we try to avoid it, those troops will follow us and attack from the rear.
Precisely.
It's best for us to handle the situation head on.
And we don't have time for a lengthy siege, of course.
Once we
Probably.
take Fort Mercius, Enbar will be within reach. This is the Empire's last chance to stop us from arriving at our goal.
Right, so not exactly a decisive battle.
In other words, if we take this fort, then our blades will be at the Emperor's throat in no time.
If this is the last fort between us and them, then the Emperor will likely do everything she can to strengthen its defenses.
Yep.
I just received a report on that very subject. The one commanding the troops stationed at Fort Mercius is someone we have crossed blades with many times.
I'm sure he's very excited to cross blades again.
It is the Death Knight who awaits us there.
The second to last time.
Oh, So that's who we'll be battling.
Oh, mercy. How do you feel?
Emil.
Yeah. Poor Mercy. Having to face her brother. Oh. Now, for this month, I should double check something. It's available to 8/23. Okay. So, we still have one more month to get our affairs in order before we're locked into the ending. You know, the ending set of events. Good to know. And how are we doing on supports? Byleth is almost finished. Well, most of her supports, at least all the ones for the original Blue Lions. The only ones I made sure to get all the ones for the Golden Deer, or for the Empire in their route. There's a few from the Golden Deer that I still need to collect, though. Well, let's go ahead and do some Happy and Dimitri. That should be interesting.
Happy, I must speak with you. I've realized the woman who held you captive was Cornelia herself.
Yeah. Though it might be a bit late for this one. We've already kind of killed her after all.
Oh, yeah. Good on you for figuring it out. You're a little late,
Oh.
though, considering she's dead.
Or maybe not. I guess that was intentional. Oh, Happy.
How are you feeling about what she said, by the way? You seemed pretty upset at the time.
Yeah, understandably.
Couldn't have been easy to hear all that stuff about your stepmother and the tragedy of Dusker.
Nope. Do you even believe her, though, Dimitri?
Whether Cornelia's words prove true or false, any lead is worth following.
So, reserving judgment, then.
This might not be related, but I remembered something else about your stepmother.
Really? Did you know her? Never meet her?
She had a daughter. Her daughter was staying in the kingdom at one point, but Anselma couldn't see her.
Anselma. I take it that was her name. They might have said it before, but I probably forgot. Her daughter was... Right. Right, Edelgard, Well, I mean, Dimitri knows about that, though. But perhaps not about her not being able to see her.
Daughter. Neither my father nor I knew that the Imperial Princess was in Ferdiad at the time.
Didn't you play with her, though?
Oh, that's not what I heard. I heard the king wanted to keep the child away from Anselma.
Really? I wonder why.
So he hid the fact that their daughter was nearby.
She believed that father hid it from her? What could he have gained from such a thing?
Yeah.
No clue. Sorry, but I'm the wrong person to ask.
I'm still hung up on that. Is it perhaps that he just didn't know she was the Imperial Princess at the time? Because I'm positive that they were together at the time.
As she was seeking asylum from the Empire in the kingdom, Lord Arundel was
That's his
obligated to
name.
hide the Imperial Princess's whereabouts.
Asshole Arundel. Well, I wouldn't put it past Lord Arundel to not have kept that obligation.
If her location had gone public, the Empire would have demanded her return. She would undoubtedly have become a political pawn in the kingdom as well. The decision to hide her was not my father's.
Of course, that might have been... It's uncertain. They've never really... I doubt we'll ever get confirmation on whether Arundel was replaced in the same way Monica was. Or if he was always the snake, or one of the snakes. One of the Agarthians.
I did not realize until much later that the girl I'd met under such strange circumstances was my stepsister.
I'll feel really awkward if we still face Talon at the end of this. Like, oh well, I guess you weren't him after all.
So then, why did Anselma think it was all your father's doing?
I can only speculate, but it seems there was a misunderstanding between her and my father.
Oh?
Although she was the queen consort, in truth, my father and stepmother were not even allowed the dignity of being alone together.
That's kind of fucked up.
And the one who persistently inserted herself between them was their intermediary, your captor.
Of course. Cornelia.
It was Cornelia herself.
Yeah, the tragedy of Dusker was a thing of her creation.
She hid it from Anselma.
I believe so. Meanwhile, she may have hidden my stepmother's presence from Lord Arundel as well.
That one I kind of doubt, considering she's kind of his pawn.
If Cornelia caused my stepmother to miss out on seeing them, exhorted her, used her, and then also caused the tragedy.
It's a shame she's dead. Can't take it out on her anymore. Can't extract that information either. Ugh. If only we could have taken her alive.
I'm surprised she pulled one over on both of them. She was pretty reckless. But in a way, it makes sense. She loved causing pain. That's why she used me and discarded me without a second thought.
Yep. And the epitome of evil.
I fully agree. Countless people have been subjected to undue suffering as a result of her behavior.
Yeah, that's almost an understatement.
That is why I would like your help with something, if that's agreeable to you.
Oh, what?
You are my only hope.
Help me, happy one, Kenobi.
If you put it like that, I can't exactly say no, can I?
I wish to learn all that you know about Cornelia.
Well, I'm sure she can help you there. I have a feeling I'm not going to get to partake in that conversation, though.
If I follow the traces she left behind, perhaps I can finally learn the truth of the tragedy.
Yeah. Just maybe.
And perhaps I'll also be able to find a way to lift the curse she placed upon you.
Aww. Oh, I love Happy's A supports. Every single one of them has been amazing.
Oh, that would be nice. The people from the church couldn't figure out a solution, so I won't get my hopes up.
Yeah, understandable.
That is perhaps for the best. That said, I am a stubborn man who is not often inclined to give up.
Yes you are.
I will not allow history to repeat itself, neither the tragedy, nor your own personal torments.
Aw. God damn it. There are so many people I kind of want to see Dimitri share his ending with. Especially, I think, Marianne. Happy. I think there's a few other to do.
If you're going to be so intense about this, I can't help but get my hopes up. But it's not always easy having me by your side. You always need to be on guard.
Don't worry. He can crush any monster's heads with his bare hands, probably.
You have my word. Should 1,000 beasts raise their claws at me, I will happily send them running.
And he can do it, too.
Let's hope it doesn't come to that, Dee Dee.
Oh, so that's your nickname. Dee Dee. I love it. It's half the fun of Happy is discovering her nicknames.
Though it might be kind of fun watching you tear those monsters to shreds.
Yeah? Make a sport of it. Aw. Yeah. To-do. Marianne. Happy. Probably the big three that I'd love to see. Let's do, Flame next. What's the matter, Flame?
Flame? What is the matter? Is something weighing on your mind again?
Seems so.
It is freezing out here. You should be bundled up in your warm bed.
Aw. Well, you have a nice big cloak there to give her.
Listen, Dimitri.
What, Flane?
The truth is, I am afraid of sleeping.
Aw, yeah. Afraid you're not gonna wake up for another several hundred years.
Afraid of it? Why?
Is Dimitri about to learn the truth?
I am afraid that when I close my eyes, I shall fall into a very deep sleep.
Yeah.
One from which I cannot wake up. For years upon years. Then when I finally awaken, everyone I know and love will be long gone. Vanished with the sands of time.
Yeah, that can't have been easy for her. At least she still has Seteth, though. And Rhea. But everyone else, long gone.
I am sure it seems silly. But try as I might, I cannot shake this fear.
Time is cruel to immortals, or near immortals like the children of Sothis.
I cannot quite grasp what you are describing. But I can promise you one thing. No matter how many years go by, I will always remember you.
I appreciate the sentiment. Even so, one day...
One day he'll die. And you'll still be young. Relatively.
Listen carefully, Flane. There is something I have been wanting to tell you.
Oh?
Oh? What is that?
You know that dish you made the other day? It was so sweet, it made my tongue go numb.
Uh-oh, that doesn't sound like a good thing.
I am not so sure that is a good thing.
Yeah.
Well, I could only really taste the first bite, so I may have been imagining it.
Once again, if I didn't know better, I would say that doesn't sound like a good thing.
But still, I was so happy.
Yeah? To have tasted something? Just anything?
That moment will always put a smile on my face whenever I remember it. I could never forget you, Flane. I promise.
Aw.
Besides, we have fought side by side. We are friends. I am sure all of the others would say the same.
What?
Is something the matter?
I think you just friend-zoned her.
You really do not pick up on subtle cues, do you?
No. He is, straightforward and earnest.
Cues?
Well, it is all a part of your charm, I suppose. With you here, I finally feel I can sleep without having to worry at all.
Aw. Well, don't sleep out here. You'll catch cold. Get sick.
Hey, wait. I did not mean for you to fall asleep right here.
Someday you appreciate food.
Just carry her to bed, Dimitri.
Flane... she is hopeless.
That was nice. Damn it, that's another one I kind of want to see now. Possible choices. Not that I can really make that choice unless I want to waste all my renown that I need to use to actually get, finish up all the supports. Felix and Seteth, huh?
Hello, Felix. Training alone again, I see.
Spying on me again, I see.
It is not my intention to spy. I am merely concerned about you.
Felix is doing better these days.
I do not think you have been keeping your friends at a distance because you dislike them personally.
No. I don't think so. Though he might try to use that as an excuse.
Rather, I think what bothers you is their concept of proper knighthood. Is that not so?
He definitely has an issue with that.
You really have been watching me closely. You are correct.
I don't understand why they revere knighthood.
Yeah. That is fundamental to Felix's worldviews. He despises the concept of knighthood.
I won't be friends with anyone who believes in that nonsense.
Do you feel that way because of what happened in the tragedy of Dusker?
What happened to his brother?
I have heard the story. Your brother was one of the royal knights. He gave his life to defend the prince.
My brother was doing his job. My father is the real problem. When my brother's armor was brought back to the castle, do you know what he said?
Yeah.
He died like a true knight.
Perhaps if his father, had simply grieved, Felix would have viewed him a little differently.
Chivalry begets the worship and glorification of death. Am I alone in finding that grotesque?
It's an understandable view.
I suppose you'll excommunicate me for blaspheming like this.
I don't think Seteth will do that. And if he does, I'll stop him.
Not at all. I am not a knight, so I have no intentions of lecturing you about chivalry. So long as one's conduct is consistent with the teachings of the goddess, it is up to the individual to decide right from wrong.
In that case, I'd like you to formally pardon me for not having friends.
I don't think that's a crime needs pardoning, but...
You require no such pardon. This is merely advice from an old man to a younger one. As unwavering as your convictions may be, the others also feel strongly about their beliefs.
True. Though he has had an influence on them as well.
If you hate all those whose beliefs are different from yours, you will hate everyone eventually.
Wise words from Seteth.
People with exactly the same beliefs as you simply do not exist. You do not have to change your beliefs, of course. But you do have to accept that others feel differently.
Yeah.
That is my advice to you. I will speak no more of it.
What do you say, Felix?
Seteth, can I ask one thing?
What is it?
Why are you going out of your way to tell me this? Why bother with me at all?
I mean, he's, everyone's dad, so it's his job.
Because I trust you. Now that I've heard what you have to say, I trust you even more. I am also a rather eccentric person. I thought you and I might get along.
Seteth, there's a lot of words that can describe you, but I never would have used eccentric as one of them.
I see. You've gone to so much trouble. I may have to start making an effort as well.
There you go.
Good. Do not take this the wrong way, but I hope you will surpass my expectations.
Oh. That was nice. Looks to me like we only have Dimitri and Annette left. Well then. And it's their final A support. How many more does Annette have? Not enough, is the answer. Not enough.
Your Highness, thank you for everything.
Oh?
This is sudden. Why so formal? You are not about to tell me you intend to leave the army, are you?
I can't have that.
Oh no, it's
You're
not
crucial
that.
to our plans.
I just had the chance to return to the capital on military business. It had really been a long time.
Yeah, that's right. She had mentioned being excited about that, I think.
Life's pretty hard there right now, but its old vitality seems to be returning bit by bit. If it wasn't for you, I'm sure things wouldn't be looking so promising. So...
Come now, no need to exaggerate. Do not forget that I abandoned them and fled once as well.
True, but you came back. And that's what's most important.
You had no choice. If you had remained in the capital, you would have been killed.
That too. A very, very good point, Annette.
If you keep thinking so dark and gloomy, you're gonna end up looking just like Father.
And we wouldn't want that.
Annette, you probably do not realize, but over those 5 years, I took many, many lives.
Yeah.
I slaughtered generals and officials alike with brutality you would scarcely think a human was capable of. And as I have intensified my fight with the Empire, how many people have fallen in the capital?
Probably countless.
My hands are already dripping with blood. I cannot be forgiven.
I mean, that's not for you to decide.
You really are a lot more like Father than I am.
It kind of is.
Before Father left us, he used to say similar things. I don't want you to end up like him.
Aw.
So I've been thinking,
Oh, Annette.
when this war is over, I was wondering whether I could help you with your work.
Aw.
Of course, I don't know how much I'd be able to support a king.
Well.
What are you saying?
She wants to support you.
If I leave you to your own devices, you'll forget how to laugh. You
Oh.
can't have that.
We can't. He needs that emotional support.
You won't be able to do what you have to do with such a miserable look on your face. So, if you'll have me, I'd like to stay by your side.
Oh, god damn it. Another one. Another one to add to that list. Granted, Annette, I'm sure it'd be great with everybody. She is joy incarnate. Which, of course, Dimitri absolutely needs. An infusion of joy into his life.
If you're sad or suffering,
50 cc's of
I'll
Annette
just
stat.
starve you until you muster a smile.
Starve me?
Hey, you weren't supposed to laugh at that part. I thought a lot about this.
It's very, very sweet, Annette.
Sorry, I could not help myself. Certainly with you around, I will not have any cause to frown.
Very true.
By all means, join me, Annette. And never lose that sweet smile of yours.
Yeah, that would be the greatest loss to this world, to lose Annette's smile and her joy.
Yes, I promise.
I love Annette. Well, that's that. Let's go on and explore for the month. Hey there, Abyss Keeper. Times are a-changing.
Hey you, listen up. I've got something to report.
Yeah?
The Alliance is a thing of the past now. Times are changing fast these days. It's hard to keep up, even for me.
Yeah. Yeah, it can be
It's
tough.
on the verge of change too. Change leads to uncertainty, and uncertainty leads to change? I don't know. I'm just a guard.
An endless loop. Until no one has a clue what's going on and everything is completely different. Looks like there's probably Balthus over here, right? No. Oh, well, yes, but also Constance.
So, Claude abandoned the Alliance and ran off.
Dissolved, but...
I have a pretty good idea of where he went. Where anyone would go in his situation. Somewhere he belongs.
Do you actually know there, Balthus? Because that's kind of one of his biggest secrets. Where did he go?
Good question. Here's a hint. He's probably not in Fodlan anymore.
Maybe he does.
He may be gone, but he left his troubles behind. Now it's on us to clean up his mess.
Just maybe. Yes, you do blaze your own trail.
It's not that I don't sympathize with Lady Edelgard's goals, mind you. But perhaps not to the point of shedding blood for her ideals.
Yeah. Perhaps not. Though some ideals are worth fighting for. Perhaps not.
I must keep her example in mind as I chart a new path.
Yes, please don't start a war in pursuit of restoring your house.
Peace in Fodlan and a restored House Nouvelle shall be my guiding star as I blaze my own trail.
Oh, Constance. I love you. Maybe not quite as much as Happy, but you're great in your own right. Oh, missed one. Suspicious man.
So the alliance is finished, is it? The leader's gone?
What are you doing? You're suspicious.
That damn prince. Seems my role here is at an end.
Oh?
No matter. Should another chance present itself, I'll take a less subtle route.
Should you really be talking like this to me? You do realize who I am, right? Or to anyone for that matter, it's kind of your job to be discreet and secretive. Were you supposed to assassinate someone? Dimitri? I mean, you could still do that. Hey, Yuri.
We need to mop up the mess in the kingdom quickly. My family lives in Fargus, as do my people. I want to avoid exposing them to danger.
Understandable. Now, when you say your family, though, I assume you mean your, not just your, Happy, Constance, and Balthus, but, all the Mockingbird thieves in it as well. Because I recall, you've spent some time with different families, but they aren't actually your family, and I'm not sure if you consider them family. Your people.
That's right. Those who work for me, and with me. They've entrusted their lives to me. They trust me.
Yeah.
So for them, more than anything, I hope we can end this swiftly and give everyone the lives they deserve.
So right, so there was that. Thought so.
So for them,
Happy's in her room. Hi, Happy. Everyone seems pumped.
Everyone seems pumped about fighting the Empire at long last.
Well, the end is in sight.
Personally, I find it difficult to get excited about killing people, no matter what side they're on.
Yeah, especially when they're former friends. I just so desperately want Edelgard to live.
I'm on yours. It's that simple. If you fought alongside the Imperial Army, so would I.
And I know you would. I know, Happy. And I love that about you. If you have any suggestions for shared endings, in case I have any renown left at the end, do let me know.
Could be.
Otherwise, I'll just let the dice roll random, probably. How you two doing? Ash?
I wonder where Claude will go. From the sound of it, he's leaving Fodlan altogether.
Yep.
He was strangely gallant about the whole thing. Even left his relic behind.
That one was a super shocker.
Elusive and mysterious to the end, isn't he?
Yep. That he is. I guess I can't really give that bow to Ash. I'll have to keep it on myself, probably. Or I'll have to give him a crest.
Just as we suspected, Lady Rhea was taken to the Imperial capital.
Yep.
We must get to the capital as quickly as possible. So many people are worried sick about her.
We'll do it right, not rushed, Ingrid.
I do wonder when Claude managed to learn Lady Rhea's whereabouts.
He's Claude.
He's pretty shrewd. I can't help but admire him.
You and me both, Ingrid. Miss him already. Hey there, Caspar.
Fort Mercius is next, huh? Ah, the memories.
Right. You ever spend any time there?
It's a huge stronghold in my father's domain. The town's completely surrounded by high walls.
Right.
I used to run around there when I was a kid.
It's unfortunate the circumstances we'll have to return under.
Way back when a fortress was just a playground for me. Yeah, those were the days.
Yeah. Shamir, what are you doing with Raphael?
Weren't the Kingdom and Alliance once part of the same country?
Yeah. Same with the Empire as well.
If you think about it that way, it makes sense for them to unite.
Yeah.
I suppose the Kingdom was once part of the Empire as well. Even if Fodlan came together, I wouldn't be surprised if it fell apart again.
Yeah, I mean, they might stay together for a generation, two, but these things tend to change over time. With changing regimes.
Wake up, eat, train, eat, sleep.
What a wonderful schedule.
We gotta prepare for the assault, but that hasn't changed my routine.
So you're not, I mean, that is preparation. You're doing plenty.
All that training and eating I do is for the sake of Fodlan. Gotta stay strong and fed to keep it safe.
Very important. I mean, I would love to serve by eating. Let's see, anyone else in this room? Yes. Kingdom Knight. The Crescent Moon War. That sounds familiar.
Have you heard of the Crescent Moon War? That's when the Alliance won their independence from the Kingdom.
Right.
Some 300 years ago, the ruling Duke of Leicester died without an heir. And the lords with blood ties to House Blythe took that chance to propose ruling the Leicester territory as a republic.
Well, I suppose that's technically... It doesn't seem quite more... I don't think republic is the right word for it.
The head of House Regan led the Leicester lords and fought fiercely with Farkas.
I guess it sort of is. More in the... a semi-Roman style republic, perhaps. Though a little bit different even then.
They won independence from the Kingdom. And now, here we are.
Hello, you two. Whoever you are.
The Alliance has really been disbanded? I never thought such a thing could happen. As long as it doesn't negatively impact our lives, I don't care much whether we're the Kingdom or the Alliance.
I imagine that's a pretty common thought.
With the Empire destroyed, the borders within Fodlan will likely become a thing of the past.
Yeah.
With that, the rules of trade will change. Personally, I'm excited to see what these changes will bring.
It'll be interesting. I won't get to see it, but you will. I'm sure it'll be interesting. Who do we have? Hilda. Talking with the knight?
The Alliance dissolved so suddenly. Now there's widespread pandemonium. The lords are warring. Mass confusion among the citizens.
Dogs and cats living together. Mass hysteria.
Or, that's what I expected to happen. None of that seems to be taking place.
Yeah, it seems to be more smooth.
They had a roundtable meeting and talked it out. Everyone's dealing very calmly with the situation.
It's nice to see this happen peacefully.
I guess if Dimitri turns out to be a crazed despot, then there really will be chaos.
Yeah, he was, crazed. But luckily we've curbed that a little bit. And with all of us by his side, hopefully we can keep him on the right path.
But he's not gonna go crazy again. He's okay now, right?
That's the hope. That's what we're here to ensure. And if he doesn't, or if he does go crazy again, well, let's just not think about that right now.
True. The Death Knight is guarding Fort Mercius.
Yep.
The same one who was linked to Monica and to Flame's abduction 5 years ago.
The very same.
He's one of the monsters responsible for Captain Gerald's death. We have to defeat him.
I suppose, in a sense, though. He wasn't even there. That was all quote-unquote Monica.
Professor?
Sonia? I think it was Sonia. No, Kronia. It was Kronia.
You know, Professor,
I think.
laying siege to a keep is like asking a girl out on a date.
In what way?
First, you get past her defenses, then you make your move.
I suppose. Not the best analogy. You might be right.
See, you get it. Our fearless leader, on the other hand, he's never been good with the ladies.
I mean, you haven't been great either, though.
Anyway, I figure you go after the main gate. You take that out, and I'm sure we can win.
Or we go after the Sally Gate? I think it's the Sally Gate.
Of course, you're making the tactical calls. I'm happier to follow than to lead.
Yeah, Sally Gate. And Sylvain has just volunteered to wade through all that shit. Thank you for that, Sylvain. Gatekeeper, you have a friend? Hope Lady Rhea isn't hurt. That would be a shame, but she kind of is.
Greetings, Professor. Nothing to report. Is it true that we'll be assaulting Fort Mercius next?
That we will.
That doesn't sound like the brightest idea.
Yeah, but we don't have much choice, though. Gatekeeper.
I've heard that it's built to withstand an attack from even the largest of armies. And not to tell you how to do your job, but don't do it. I'm not ready to say my final goodbyes to everyone.
Aw. Make sure you want. This is the shared ending we all need. Bylethix Gatekeeper. But, who knows, maybe we can just sort of taunt the Death Knight into letting us in. Call him a coward, a chicken. Say what, you don't want to fight? Something like that.
The Alliance is just gone. It's hard to believe.
How's that gonna go for trade?
The merchants of Deirdre all have nerves of steel. I'm sure they'll be up and running again in no time.
Good. Okay, who is that over there? Yeah, oh, Cyril. Oh. There we go. Punts now.
Let's see. Is it true Lady Rhea was taken to the Empire?
That it is. Which, isn't surprising. It was just a matter of where in the Empire, really.
Why'd they take Lady Rhea? Professor, they didn't take her to kill her, did they?
If they took her to kill her, she would have been dead years ago. I don't think so.
That's good. We just gotta beat the Imperial Army and get her back, right?
That is correct.
You gotta help her, Professor. I'm begging you.
Don't worry, Cyril. We will. That we will. I am unsure of whether she'll survive, but...
Hello.
Okay.
Uh-huh. How you two doing? Finally, we can take on the Empire. Good luck. Yep.
We're finally going to attack the Empire? I'm actually getting a little nervous.
Well, we're going to attack the Empire. You gotta stay back to guard the fort. It's the most important job, you know.
Please defeat the Emperor and save Lady Rhea.
Oh, he's a squire. Guess he's that age. I would have thought page.
I'll be waiting here with all of the necessary preparations for a huge celebration.
Aw, cute kids.
Maybe.
Is that a net I spy? Yes, it is. Hey, Annette. What's the matter? Father, what's he doing? You look like you have a headache or you're sick or something.
Oh, Professor, good timing. You have to talk some sense into my father.
What did he do?
Recently, he's been doing nothing but work himself to the bone.
Yeah, that sounds like him.
Even when he's taking breaks from training and errands, he's apparently listening to reports, day in and day out.
I'll have a word with him. Order him to take a real break, perhaps.
He's getting on in
Mandatory
years, you know.
R&R.
I just want him to take care of himself.
Don't worry. I do. Her worry is, well, I don't think Gilbert really appreciates it well enough. Hey, Bernie.
I love a good fortress. The perfect place to hide.
Yeah, but what about assaulting a good fortress?
This one's impregnable too, isn't it? Perfect! As soon as we take it, I'll set up a special spot for Bernie.
Oh, Bernie. Ah, she's great. If we can take it, it's not impregnable. Shut up, Byleth. Don't ruin it. Damn it. I'm gonna have to ruin her Bernie's joy.
I guess you have a point. What would you call it then? A little pregnable?
A little. Virtually impregnable. I mean, there's no such thing ever as truly impregnable.
Boo! Hey, you.
It's just a matter of applying enough force.
Let's see.
I wonder where Claude is.
My family made it through the conflict unscathed. Thank the goddess.
That's good.
It seems that Deirdre was the only place to really get caught up in the fighting.
I hope Raphael's little sister is okay too, now that you mention it. But he didn't say anything, so probably.
Did Claude intend to spare the Alliance territories from harm? If so, he's a truly admirable leader.
He really is, Ignatz. Ironically, him being willing to step away like this and all these sacrifices are one of the reasons why he kind of deserves to be a leader.
Speaking of Claude, I wonder where he is.
With his second family, so to speak. With the Almirans. Alright.
Definitely.
Merchant?
I traveled to Kingdom territory because I was nearby. I did some good business.
Oh?
Apparently, supplies are needed to reconstruct the Kingdom capital and the surrounding towns.
Just so long as you're not excessively marking them up in a time of need.
I wonder where I should go next.
The Alliance? The Empire? I mean, those are the two choices. Now, where in each of those places is a separate question.
Here's an idea.
Looks like a Wyvern Knight. And a regular knight.
The Archbishop has been taken to the Empire, just as we thought. But why hasn't Edelgard killed her yet?
You know, that is always a good question. I've talked about it before, but I think it really probably is mostly as either a bargaining chip or just wants to rub everything in her face.
If she intended to use her as a hostage, she'd have publicly announced that she was unharmed.
She's not a hostage.
We don't know what the Emperor's intentions are. All we can do is fight on.
I would think it was more of a bargaining chip against those who slid in the dark rather than against us, though.
Doesn't matter how sturdy to keep. If the commander defending it is incompetent, it can fall as easy as anything.
Well, lucky for them, Death Knight is anything but incompetent.
That's what they say, at least. I wonder if that applies to Fort Mercius. All I know is, if I was the Emperor, I'd never in a million years assign an incompetent commander to a fort as important as that one.
Well, once again, she isn't. It'll be tough. But I believe in us. We can do it.
come here after getting chased out of the Empire. There's no place for our kind there anymore.
That's the truth.
But there are still many inside Empire territory who haven't abandoned their faith in the Church of Seros. I pray that one day we'll get the chance to rebuild the church within the Empire.
Well, Edelgard wouldn't like that very much, but we'll see. As long as everyone has the choice for themselves, I'll be happy.
So Lady Rhea was in the Empire all this time. Wish I'd known that 5 years ago, but there's nothing we can do about it now.
Well, if you had gone off on your own to rescue her, I guess you wouldn't have gone on your own. You would have gone with the other knights, but still, you all probably would have died.
What we can do, though, is topple the Empire. Will you seize victory with us, Professor? For the sake of the late Captain.
I will. Even though it means going against Edelgard. Against El. I will. Oh, Ferdinand von Eyre.
The majority is with us. This conflict will end soon. I am so moved by the decision that Claude and the Alliance nobles have made.
Yep.
That is true nobility, acting in accordance with the people's needs and wishes.
And Ferdinand, above all else, appreciates true nobility. A noble among nobles.
As war drags on, those living near the front lines inevitably get the worst of it. Still, Edelgard will not give in.
No. It's, well, she might also not see the, it might not seem like victory is, or that defeat is inevitable yet. But also, even when it does, there's the, I guess the gambler's fallacy. I think it's called the gambler's fallacy. She, you know, doesn't want to let all that she's already put in be wasted.
She will push to complete her mission, no matter how many people die. Not everyone with noble blood has noble ideals.
Well, her ideals are kind of noble. From a certain point of view, at the very least. Oh, someone in the graveyard. Or near the graveyard.
Right.
Oh, mercy. So, Emil, how are you feeling there, Mercy?
Death Knight. Going to fight the Death Knight.
Aw, you can, honestly, I mean, I'm gonna have her obviously talk to him during the fight, but I won't make you deliver any final kills or anything like that. You seem concerned.
To be perfectly honest, I am.
I don't think she's told Byleth about her relationship to the Death Knight yet. Or has she? No, during her paralogue she does.
Professor!
Marianne? How you doing?
Now that the Alliance has been dissolved, what will become of the nobility?
I imagine they'll just be absorbed into the kingdom in the same way the kingdom nobility are. Are you worried?
No, my adoptive father knows how to get by. I'm sure he'll do well for himself in the kingdom.
That's good.
All of Fodlan is going to change.
What are you looking for?
I suppose I'll have to change with it.
What do you see? What's up there? Something fly by. But yeah, things are gonna be different. But don't worry, you have us here. We'll be with you every step of the way. Only one person in the cathedral this time. That's unusual. And who is it? Ah, Lysithea. Lord Arundel. What do you have to say about him?
Something about Lord Arundel rubbed me the wrong way. There was something off about him. Not that I've ever heard anything good about him,
Have you ever heard of the Harim family?
Is that the family Lord Arendel's from? Arendel von Harim? From the Empire?
Correct. Their lands are due south of the Ordelia territory.
Right. Orchestrated your, what happened to you and your family? Probably.
Since Edelgard's rule, Lord Arendel had been governing the
Oh, wait,
territory.
yeah. No, what am I thinking? It's not. It was the family, it was the territory that, Ferdinand's father was in charge of for a while. But even though it wasn't his actual territory. And then, when he was kicked out, Arendel took over.
It seems like his reign was particularly cruel. The people there suffered greatly under him.
Yeah, Arendel's an asshole.
He seemed to be a good and just person at one point. It simply doesn't make sense.
That lends credence to the idea that it's a Monica situation, I think. Probably the same with Cornelia, for that matter. See ya, Lysithia. With so much changing all the time, I wish something, anything, would just stay the same, don't you? There's changes worth wishing for, too. Yeah, there are some changes worth wishing for. No, she didn't like that. Sorry, Happy. A meeting going on here? What's up, Hanneman?
Fort Mercius is the Empire's single most fortified military installation. Utterly impregnable, they say.
Well, we're about to impregnate it.
I wonder, do you happen to know the nickname given to Fort Mercius?
Silver Maiden is Aryan Road. Fodlan's Locket is Hilda's place. The stubborn old general.
Indeed, a very good answer. But of course, you'd know that. Seems Fodlan's give everyone and everything a nickname. Why, you were called the Ashen Demon.
I kind of like that one. The
Myself,
Ashen
I've
Demon.
been called the Father of Crestology, which is a nickname as well as a title, I suppose.
Someone's embarrassed. I see that. I mean, it's true though. You basically did give birth to the field. You did create the field. I think. Who do we have here? Manuela?
Each step closer to Enbar, I'm reminded of another part of my past.
Yeah?
Riches and poverty, glory and failure. That city has it all. And if I'm honest, sometimes I miss it.
No. You ever, well, I was gonna say you ever want to go back? But, or do you ever regret leaving, rather?
That's how the past works, though, isn't it? It's always a different story than what you really lived.
We do have a way of looking at the past with rose-tinted glasses. Remember certain details stronger than others. Yeah, there's no way I'm gonna get to S+ in flying, I don't think.
Well...
Professor.
Hey there, Dimitri.
From this point onward, we're in all-out war with the Empire. Are you prepared, Professor?
Of course. I am.
I'm glad to hear it. That means we can approach the coming battles with peace of mind. First, we capture Fort Mercius. The fighting will undoubtedly be brutal, but we must prevail. The As far as this army and I are concerned, you're our last ray of hope. We are relying on you.
Well, I'm relying on all of you, so let's rely on each other. To do, of course, with Dimitri. Some nice stained glass.
Claude has stepped down from leadership, and Lester is now a vassal state of Fargus.
Right.
The lords of the Western Kingdom are beginning to declare fealty to us in greater numbers also.
Good.
The Empire is our only remaining enemy.
Which means we can bring our full might against it. All according to Keikaku.
Professor.
Who is left? Seteth, I think. Flane, of course. Hi, you two.
Fort Mercius is a keep that was constructed to defend the imperial capital, Enbar.
Right.
We cannot enter the capital without first capturing that fort. But once we have it, the city should be almost entirely at our mercy.
Well, it won't be easy, but the fighting will become fierce. Or even fiercer. But, yeah.
Now that we know Rhea is there, we must move with the utmost urgency.
We will. Worry not, Seteth. Oh, nice.
The Death Knight. I shudder to think of him. Professor, you remember my connection to him, do you not?
I do. Of course.
I am still working through the trauma from back then. All these years later.
I can't imagine.
If we meet him, I swear I will have my revenge.
Aw. Oh, please don't talk like that, Flane. You're too... It's just sad to hear someone so sweet and innocent talking about revenge. But, understandable.
Professor.
Yeah.
I believe.
So, we're finally invading Empire territory, huh?
That we are.
There's not much we can do right now, except pray for deliverance.
Well, I mean, there's a lot we can do right now.
I truly believe that we have it in us to succeed.
Oh, we do. We absolutely do.
Professor.
We're in a good position right now. Position of strength. Gilbert, this is where you've been hiding. Someone would like to have a word with you. You need to take a rest, break.
Thank you very much.
Good.
Even in the kingdom, only a few people knew about His Highness and Edelgard's relationship.
Right.
Me? I always knew those two to be like brother and sister.
I mean, they kind of were, so.
To think that we would come to see this world where they are at war with one another.
Yeah. I hate it. I mean, it's a great game, but God, it's so sad.
I live it and can still barely imagine such a truth.
A true tragedy. Brother and sister, childhood friends, trying to kill each other. Just so sad. And Dorothea's here today, huh? Seems like they take turns coming up here. They write operas about things like this. That they do. We will probably become a song and a story. And a whole lot more.
The Lester Alliance is no more. 300 years of history. Gone and done. They write operas about events like this, you know?
Yep.
I'm sure they'll have a talented and beautiful songstress playing you.
Like you.
And with Dimitri at your side, well, they'll probably contrive some kind of romance to keep things interesting.
Oh yeah, almost certainly. Should we make it... That's the question. Should we make it historically accurate? Well... I'm still leaning towards Seteth. Been wanting to do that one, you know. Make Byleth, Seteth, and Flayn one big happy family. Since practically the beginning. I think ever since I learned he was her father, really. Oh, hey. Should we end this day with that support? Whatever that is.
Professor.
Oh, it's Hanneman. Sure.
How are you doing, Professor? Would you care to join me for a cup of tea?
Anytime. I actually have some coffee right here. Not quite tea, but close enough to pretend. Okay.
It occurs to me that whenever we chat, I have a tendency to pester you with my questions and theories about your history.
I mean, it's understandable. Byleth has a mysterious and interesting history. Well, you can't know it's interesting if we don't know what it is, but a mysterious one, which creates interest.
It seems only fair to speak on the topic of myself for once. And perhaps you might feel more positively inclined toward my research if I shared my own story.
It is an interesting one. So, you just want me to help you with your research? You have my attention.
I am quite pleased to hear you're interested. Yes, quite pleased. Well, I suppose I should begin at the beginning, eh?
It's a good place to start, usually.
I was born into a noble house of the Empire. Not a large house, mind you, but noble all the same. Our land holdings were small, but our bloodline was quite strong.
You have a crest, right?
So, as you can imagine, there were many of us in the family who carried the power of crests. I myself bear a minor crest. Our family's abundance of crests may be part of the reason I've been interested in the topic since I was just a boy.
Yep.
I dedicated myself to my studies, and after years of effort, I became lead crest scholar at the Empire's largest research.
I don't know if he really necessarily actually created the field so much as expanded it. I mean, he is, well, became the leader of it, yeah. But then again, they do call him the father of Christology, so maybe he did. Why come to Garreg Mach?
I had only imperial blood.
That I remember.
And thus imperial crests at my disposal.
That he wanted to expand his access to a variety of crests.
So I came to Garreg Mach and devoted myself to my research during my time as a professor.
I mean, it makes sense. A lot of different people, especially people who are likely to have crests, come here from all over Fodlan, so...
My progress is slow, but with each revelation, I move ever closer to the answers I have sought for decades. Your cooperation as the bearer of the Crest of Flames ensures my research will continue to advance.
I wonder how Rhea would feel about him getting a little bit too close to the truth. Would she try to stop it, or would she just let it happen?
In fact, it may bring me ever closer to the goal of uncovering everything there is to know about crests. I do hope you shall continue helping me advance in this field of study.
Of course. Okay.
Together, we will solve the mystery of your Crest of Flames, and our world will be the better for it. Shall we proceed? My lab instruments are fully prepared.
What kind of instruments, Hanneman? Hopefully not too intrusive.
I have a great number of tests I'm excited to carry out. No, don't worry. They won't hurt one bit.
I'll hold you to that. Well, I said that'd be the end of the day, but I almost forgot Felix and Catherine here. Felix?
We defeated Lord Arundel. The Emperor must have been surprised.
More like pleasantly pleased.
If we can keep up that fervor, Perhaps we'll capture Fort Mercius and move on to the Imperial capital. We must not be overconfident, though.
We're going to... Let's proceed with caution.
Yes, I concur.
Yep, nothing Felix hates more than needless sacrifice. Which, recklessness will get us.
Humans and beasts are ultimately the same. When they're cornered, they lash out however they can. They fight for their lives. Who knows how the Emperor will lash out? We have to be careful.
She will fight with everything she has. And I will hopefully be able to spare her life. God, I hope.
We took quite the detour. It was time-consuming, but finally, we got the information we
the information was not the main thing we needed. It was the troops and the resources. We needed to consolidate our home front.
We crush the Empire, we get Lady Rhea back. 2 birds, 1 stone.
Yep.
First, we take Fort Mercius. I'll put my heart in it. I'll crack him like a rusty helmet.
Yep. Catherine will fight for Lady Rhea's sake. She owes her that, I suppose. At least in her mind. Sword tournament. I guess Felix would be a good one for this. Jeez. You got lucky.
You haven't earned my pity.
Unfortunately, it doesn't look like a life taker's working. 19. I'll hit, they'll hit, I'll hit. And that's almost just like 58. Okay, we should be fine. Unless he gets super unlucky. Nice.
All right, next.
Good, doubling again.
It was meant to be.
Definitely hit desperation, I guess. Actually, it wouldn't trigger unless he was really low on HP, which I wouldn't let him get anyways. Okay, we should be fine for this one. Without healing. Good.
You fought well.
So view, Felix, so view. Mortal Savant versus Mortal Savant. But Felix has the clear advantage here. In every aspect.
Alright, next.
Way to go. I didn't really need the seal, but I like doing the tournaments. Reminds me of the good old arena days. Though thankfully these ones aren't to the death. Right, moving on.
I have to ask.
Yes, Eloise? The anniversary of Gerald's death is coming up. I'd like to put something on his grave so that he knows we're all thinking of him. What item would make him happiest? A delicious fish. Some flowers. The best bottle of booze you can find. Let's do the fish.
I see.
Professor.
I know I don't stand out much, but I've been thinking about how to turn that weakness into strength. It's good to move about the battlefield unnoticed. I'll need to brush up on my sword and bow skills, though. Oh, wants to be a thief or assassin, huh? No, you're fine as is. Balthus, give you some flowers.
Thanks.
I will report the...
Wonderful. And some things.
Let's put it to the test.
But
Impressed yet?
not the people I need. Saint Sethlin Day. Oh, happy birthday, Flane.
What's the point of singing practice? It's not going to make
This
me
isn't
stronger.
practice. This is for Saint Sethlin Day.
The utter discord. I cannot stand it. I do wish everyone would listen to one another.
Yeah, listening to discordant singing can be a little bit jarring and not very fun. And yes, Flame's birthday.
I'm ever so grateful.
I'm feeling a bit lazy today, so I'm doing a seminar.
I'm
Nice.
getting the hang of this. I'm a quick study.
Guess all that time, well worth the... Professor?
Dorothea, a woman has to look out for herself, yes? Allow me to refine my sword technique so I can handle those who get too close. There is a place for a sword in the performing arts too, you know. Sure, why not?
The food tastes
A new
great
one.
today, but my father can cook very well too.
Oh, Gilbert?
I certainly know the basics of cooking. Please allow me to treat you next time.
Why, thank you. I would appreciate it. I like seeing you two get along. I like seeing you, live up to your fatherly duties. Most of all. Right, and last, Ferdinand. I heard that Edelgard can wear heavy armor and swing an axe with ease. It is very impressive. Well, so can I. I will need some further training in these skills to cultivate my natural talents, of course. Of course. Well, perhaps it is best if I leave it up to you. You don't have to compete with Edelgard, you know. But I'll let you try. Better to learn the hard way that you can't outswing an axe against her.
Look, Professor, not too shabby, right?
Perfect. Nice.
Let's put this to the test.
I get it.
Okay, then. And off, I think we're about to do our paralogue. Yeah. Let me double check my levels. Yeah, the people we use are close enough, I think. I'm sure it'll be tough, but fun. The Silver Maiden. Aryan Road, the fortress city, lives on, also known as the Silver Locket, or no, I'm combining different ones. Yeah, the Silver Maiden and Funland's Locket I was combining in my head. The fortress city lies on what was once the border between the kingdom and the empire, and is a valuable strategic asset. Dimitri intends to reclaim it. Deploy for the Silver Maiden.